Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Dennis Hurst. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of early blooming plants you can incorporate into your garden to give you some early color in the spring. A lot of these things start blooming real soon after the last freezes, actually even before some of the last freezes. We would have shot outside today, but the weather isn't cooperating, so I had a couple of things in the nursery to bring inside. And we'll probably show you a few pictures of the more mature plantings outside to show you what some of these plants will do in a couple of years' time. So right front here, I've got a couple of Hellebores. These are a really, really good perennial for late winter color. I've got a small collection of them here at the nursery. Very small, probably about 10, 12 different colors. We're slowly expanding into more of those. They range from pure white to almost black. There is one that's got a shade darker purple than this. This is called Blue Diamond. I've got one called New York Night that is just about black. It's really quite striking. Yeah, they're one of my favorites for early spring. They take about 3 years in the ground before they start to really bulk up and give you a lot of flowers. They're probably one of the easiest things to grow. I've had small plants that were not doing well in a pot, put them in the ground, and within a year they had put out a lot of new growth and put on some weight and flowered really nice. And they're also deer resistant, which is a huge plus. And they're tolerant of basically full shade to about half a day of sun. So they're really easy to grow. I've got them under some trees where they get almost no light. They're doing fine. Some that are getting afternoon sun, they're also doing quite well. So very easy to use, very good plant, very much worth putting in your garden. Right next here we have a variegated Pachysandra. Most people think of Pachysandra as just a plain green ground cover, but this one here has a really nice white outline, and it is bright and beautiful pretty much year-round. I have some planted here in the shade garden, and this has been one of my favorite things because it does more than you expect. It does spread slowly though, and it's probably about half as aggressive as the green Pachysandra, and it will produce a small white flower. This one is not budded, but it'll put off a little flower spike real soon here. My plantings around my house are already in bloom. This one here is not bloomed, but it should later on this season, early spring, it should flower. Another great variegated plant here is called ice dance. This is a Carex grass, and I have been very happy with this here. I have a patch of it here in the shade, and it had spread out to probably about 4 to 5 feet wide, and it's evergreen. It's been a really good filler, and once this spreads in, there's like zero mulching you have to do around there, and the only cleanup is, I'm going to say late April to early May. I'll go in there with the lawnmower and just mow off the top. I'll cut it down to about 4 to 5 inches, and in about 3 weeks time, it's grown out and looks perfect the rest of the season. So yeah, that's been a really great one. Another nice one here for a little later in the spring is Pulmonaria. This one is called Raspberry Splash, and this has a nice mixture of purple and like a deep kind of rosy pink flower on there. These are a little bit ahead of the time since they were out in the cold frame, so they've been warmed up a little bit more, but covered in flowers, These can begin to spread a little bit depending on your soil. If they're really happy, they'll start seeding around, and that's a good thing. They're not invasive, but you'll probably have a few more coming up. And part sun, part shade, not too wet. I do believe these are also deer resistant. It's kind of a fuzzy leaf, and deer generally don't care for that kind of stuff. Another great one is this coral bell. This one's called Spellbound. This has the most amazing shine on the foliage, and the leaves will get about 5 inches around. It's a very large leaf, one of the largest of the coral bells, as far as leaf size, and a really bright silvery purple. And this is all of last season's leaves. So this is all last year's foliage, and it looks great. They do get a trimming early mid-spring, and we'll get rid of all the old leaves. But as you can see here, they still look great. They're still showing color. And yeah, it's great to have some stuff pull through to give you something to see all winter long. And these come in a variety of colors. There's literally dozens, if not hundreds, of coral bells. So if you're looking, they range from green to yellow, orange, purple. I shouldn't say orange, it's more of like kind of a, let's see, caramel is the most popular kind of orangey shade. But yeah, quite a variety of colors and mixtures of colors. Great veining in the leaves. All around a really nice plant. Another really good showstopper this time of year is flowering quince. This one is called Toya Nishiki. I bought it last year at a plant sale with the gardening club that I'm a member of, because I'm developing a white garden, and I figured I saw it blooming and I could use a really nice white flowering thing in there. So the guy who was selling it said, well, you know, it actually turns a little more pink. It might not be quite white enough for your white garden, but I wanted it, so I figured I'm pretty sure it'll stay white enough, but it does. So the flowers open up white, but turn to a beautiful soft pink. So it didn't make the cut for my white garden, but we'll probably put this one in somewhere on the grounds here, unless someone buys it before then, but it's a beauty. Quince are tough as nails, just give them plenty of sunlight, and you will probably get an occasional fruit on these here, but this one is, I'm going to say, mostly like a non-fruiting variety. There are some that produce really good fruit, but others that are more sterile. And these do come in a variety of sizes. In the last 10 or so years, there's been a number of dwarf varieties that were introduced that'll stay more in the about 3 foot tall range and spreading out. So this one here will get quite tall. Believe it or not, the guy I bought it from said, yeah, every couple of years, just take a chainsaw to it and just cut it down, and it'll start all over again, which sounds barbaric, but these are, like I said, almost indestructible, and they will flower very nice every year. Another great tree for early spring is Redbud. This particular one is a dwarf Chinese Redbud called Don Egolf. Don Egolf was a, let me think here, I believe he worked for the National Arboretum, and he has a number of plants he's developed. He's long gone. I believe he was active in the 50s and 60s, 70s. But this is a really, really great tree. This one's actually probably about 5 years old, and it's only about 4 feet tall. So the annual growth rate is about 5-6 inches, depending on where it's growing. And the flowers are loaded. It is there. The branches are covered in flowers, in early spring. And the flowers last for probably at least 3 weeks, start to finish. And they're followed by a real glossy heart-shaped leaf. All red buds have a heart-shaped leaf, and they're very attractive. And a tree of this size will also work in a container. So if you have a large pot, this will work on your patio. It'll be best to give it a little bit of shelter from the winter winds, but it's a small tree. Like I said, they are nice and tight and be a great patio accent. So there's one more plant I'm going to show you some pictures of. It's out in the garden. It's called spike Winterhazel. That is, I'm going to say, one of my, oh boy, for the shade garden, it's probably one of my top 5 plants out there. Their bloom period's pretty brief. They're really early spring too, so they're unfortunately they are often affected by some freezes. So we're going to be getting some cool temperatures the next couple of days. Right now it's in full bloom, and hopefully those flowers will survive. But it's really a fantastic plant. It'll do part shade. Mine's growing in almost full shade. It's under sycamore trees, kind of tucked into a little corner, and it's about 6-7 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and just covered in yellow flowers, and amazingly fragrant. It's the most amazing fragrance that you could ask for, and yeah, really great addition to really most areas of the garden, because it can handle almost full sun, ideally some afternoon shade, on up to where I have it in mostly shade. So yeah, a couple of good plants to incorporate for early spring color, and we'll see you again next week with some more tips and things you can use to make your garden shine. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To see more of our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can see when new videos get uploaded. And we'll see you again soon.